Hey, fellow Ristopians, welcome to Ristopia. So, Mondaine, Stop2Go 2023, the new Mondaine Stop2Go watch, which replaces the previous model that I believe was discontinued about 2 years ago. Before we get into that, very quickly, wrist check, or as I now call it, a Pitts maneuver. So nice, slow and steady wrist roll of my grand Seiko. It's the same one I did a Pitts maneuver with last time. The reason for that is that one of my viewers, potentially a subscriber, hi to all my new subscribers, by the way. I think I'm up to 313 now, which is fantastic. I hope you're liking the content. Love getting some comments from you guys, good, bad, ugly, whatever. Questions are always great. If I've helped you with anything, that is fantastic. If I've done something that's meant that your watch journey, watch purchases, watch ownership, whatever, has been slightly better, that's why I do this channel. So yeah, that would be great. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so a lovely viewer commented that this Grand Seiko didn't fit me. Now, I'm guessing he thinks he means that this is a bit big for me. But yeah, if I hold my wrist that way and and that way, move it around a bit, sorry, I'm deviating from the Pitts maneuver, aren't I now, because I'm moving my wrist really fast. But I think you can see that's kind of stuck to my wrist. That's not really going anywhere. If I give it, if I move about a bit more like normally, it might go down. If I really shake it down, it will go down to a point which doesn't look great. I appreciate that. It's sort of at that point. It's getting to that point now where if I bend my wrist back, it is putting stress on the bracelet. But if it did that, I would just do the opposite, bring it back up, and then it stays there. I think it fits me as well as it can. Now, I did ask a question to the viewer's comment. Sorry, I didn't take your name. Asking how it was not fitting me. I'm guessing that you think it's too big. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think it's too big, or do you think that's about right? But let's say it was too big. And I then asked the question, and I hope this didn't sound arsey, because I certainly didn't mean it to be. It was a genuine question. What would you do to make this smaller? Now, I've measured, to me, full link is 10 mil, part link is 7 mil. They're quite often 9 mil and 3 mil on Grand Seikos, and a lot of watches, they do vary. But it doesn't really matter what the difference is. The only thing that matters is that one's approximately a third bigger, or the part link is approximately 2/3 the size of the full link. It's not half that size. It does look half when you look at it. I think you could be forgiven for thinking that's half the size of that, which is why they incorrectly get called half links, but they're not half. So basically, what would you do? This is open to everyone. You let me know. So if this, let's just assume it's too big for me. How can I make this smaller for me, and by how much can I make it smaller? So basically, I've taken one. See, even I'm doing it. I've taken one full link and one part link out of this, which are in the box over there. So I've got those to play with, and I can obviously, I've got a half link, part link there, as you can see. So yeah, what would you do to make this smaller? And by, obviously you could tell me what you were doing and I'd know how much smaller it would be. But yeah, if you see my videos on that subject, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. And you might get it right. You might already know what you need to do to make this smaller. I mean, I don't think it's too big, but if you did think this was too big, obviously I only want to make it a bit smaller, not a lot smaller. So what would I do, and how much smaller would it make it? Let me know in the comments below. That would be great. So on to the Mondaine. So I have opened this already. I haven't really done anything with it. So it's the new 2023 Mondaine Stop2Go watch. It is 40, I think it's 41 mil in diameter, 20 mil lug width. First thing I noticed, even before I unboxed all of the packaging, was that it's quite light. It's very light. A lot of that's probably, I mean, it's a quartz watch. A lot of that's to do with the bracelet, which is very light, horrible pressed steel clasp, rather than milled. I don't expect too much from Mondaine bracelets. I'm not really that much into Mondaine watches, although over here I have the Mrs.'s cushion case Mondaine. That's not a Stop2Go. She loves this. and you know, what was I saying about this? But yeah, so I got that. I think that's nice for a lady. So it's a pretty decent. It's about £200 with a discount. Yeah, nice little watch. Now this is more expensive because it's got that Stop2Go movement in it. I got this from First Class Watches. If you're in the UK, I would thoroughly recommend First Class Watches. I've had to do a return for a Mondaine clock. Actually, I had an issue with a Mondaine clock, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth version. That went back, which was fortunate for me really, because I didn't replace it straight away and ended up getting the Wi-Fi one, which is much better than the Bluetooth one. But we'll come on to that a bit in a minute. So I've had a return. A friend of mine's had a warranty issue. I can't fault them, really. I highly recommend them. I think it's only when you have a problem that you can tell how good a company it really is. And so I think a return and a warranty issue are the only two problems you're really going to have. And I've had experience of one, and my friends had experience of another. Absolutely faultless. They keep in touch with you throughout the whole buying process. I did have a bit of an issue with this, but it was actually not an issue because it was because they are such a good company to deal with that I had the issue. And what it was that I thought I'd paid for this when I ordered it, because I think these have been only just come into the country. In fact, I know they have, because Mondaine, I looked on the Mondaine website initially, so they obviously knew that I'd looked, and they then emailed me that these were now in stock, and I got mine from First Class Watches. You know, it would have been quicker than they would have sent it to me had I ordered it with Mondaine. So it was as quick, let's say, or you know, within a day or so. Problem was that I thought I'd paid for this when I ordered it, but I hadn't. So I didn't notice the email saying the payment hasn't gone through. So, but basically they don't charge you until the order ships, which is fantastic, because a lot of companies will take a payment and send you the watch 1, 2, 3 months later when it comes in, or try to take the payment. You know, fair enough, they want the money in the bank. But yeah, First Class Watches don't do that. It actually didn't work very well for me, because I thought I'd paid for it over Christmas. I didn't have the money in the bank, so it bounced. So I've now got this today. Paid for it yesterday, came today. But I would have had it Christmas Eve had I realised that I hadn't paid for it, and I would have obviously made sure there was money in the bank. But yeah, faultless service, First Class Watches. So I'll quickly tell you a bit about the watch. So Stop2Go, they had a Stop2Go, which as I say, they discontinued a couple of years ago, I believe. The old one which Teddy Baldassar has reviewed recently on his channel. So if you want to see that one, go and have a look at his video on it. I think he called it, This Watch Stops or something. So it was a bit of he was having a bit of fun with the fact that it stops, which I'll show you in about 32 seconds. The old one had a weird shaped crown. It was like the selector knob on a 70s receiver, a radio amplifier, you know, where you sort of go, you know, and turn it around to select the function, or AM, FM. Google it if you don't know what that is. Whereas this one doesn't have a crown at all, and you use this little stylus to set the time. I don't know how you do that because I haven't read the instructions. But it's about to do its magic here, so make sure there's no reflection there. So when it gets to 12 on the second hand, it stops for 2 seconds. The minute hand advances, and then the second hand continues. That means that the second hand is going around a revolution in 58 seconds, not 60, to account for the 2 seconds that it pauses. And that's what all Swiss railway clocks do. So the two Mondaine wall clocks, the Bluetooth has a ticking second hand, so it ticks roughly once per second. I'm not sure if it ticks once per second, but just ticks a bit fast. Well, it looks like it's ticking once per second, whether it actually ticks a little bit faster than a second, so that it allows 2 seconds to stop, or if it ticks 58 times. Not sure, but it looks like it's ticking once per second, like a normal quartz watch would do, or clock rather, because it's a clock. The Wi-Fi version completely glides, so it's a completely smooth glide, which I prefer, because you know, if it's not hitting the markers, even though you don't really notice it, that messes with my OCD. And also the Wi-Fi one is more accurate. It doesn't need the Bluetooth to reset itself, whereas I believe the Bluetooth one only connects to your phone when you tell it to. Therefore, you know, it's just operating like a normal quartz clock, and it's going out of, you know, whatever the quartz module is. That's how accurate it is. The Wi-Fi one, I believe, resets the time once per day, and it will also take into account daylight saving and that, you know, British summertime and all that kind of thing. It's immensely accurate. If I went down there now, it would be within a second, because of that. And it doesn't need your phone, only uses your phone to initially connect it to the Wi-Fi. Once you've done that, it doesn't need your phone, it's just connected to the Wi-Fi. Absolutely fantastic clock. So that's what I would get. So this one, and the reason I like this, I saw it at Watches and Wonders, spoke to a really nice lady that was very informative. But so this new one that came out this year, pretty much just out now, this might be one of the first reviews of it, really. So what it does, it ticks. I haven't really measured it, but it looks like it's ticking roughly 3 times per second. So it's a very definite tick, but it's not 1 tick per second, which would be weird because it wouldn't be hitting the markers. And as I say, that would mess with my OCD. I think it's better than a sweep because I think it's just nice to see it ticking. And it's not ticking so fast that it, you know, looks, as I say, looks like a sweep, or a glide, you know, which is what a quartz could do, I suppose. And I think that is the best option that they had for the watch, and it's a different ticking method to the wall clock. I really love it. We'll give it another 11 seconds, and it'll do it once more if I hold it still. So that was really why I wanted this watch. I really do like the Stop2Go. Boom, there you go. I really do like that movement. And I thought, you know, let's have a bit of fun at Christmas, and we'll get that in a watch. I can't remember, I think I've already said, because I've recorded this video more than once. Yeah, I've ordered the Oyster bracelet, so hopefully that'll look much better when the Oyster bracelet arrives. And First Class Watches gave me a really good price on that. I didn't ask for a discount. I believe it's £50 normally if you go on the Mondaine website, but they did it for 38. I'm not sure why, but I wasn't going to grumble. Yeah, so that's I'm looking forward to setting this and wearing it. I'll pop it on the wrist quickly, do a pips maneuver of this one. I think with a 20mm lug width, I'll just do it like that because the get that tag off. A 20mm lug width, I think, doesn't look great with. I'm not an Oyster style bracelet fan myself, and I think with a 20mm lug width, it just makes it look even. There's not really any taper on that either. It makes it look even fussier. You know, if it was 20, well, it wouldn't really be 22, but if it was wider, 21, 22, it would look chunkier than it does. It just looks very fussy to me. So hopefully the Oyster style bracelet that's coming will look less fussy, and we'll go with the watch better. I am going to try, you know, maybe some straps and things that I've got around. Maybe a black strap might be nice. I might try that on it, depending on how. Oh, they're quick release strap bracelet as well, which is nice. Well, I don't know, is it nice? Is it just something to go wrong and fall off your wrist? I would have no problem if it was just a standard spring bar, really. I'm probably not really a fan. I do like quick release on a leather strap, because they can be a real pain to get off to get the spring bar tool in. But I do like it on quite wide. It doesn't really need two. Actually, I suppose on a bracelet, it does need two, because if you only got one, it then scratches the because you can't take it out at an angle when it's a bracelet, whereas you can when it's leather. So yeah, but yeah, you know, it's nice. I do like the movement. I'll have to see how I get on with wearing it. So that's that. Any questions, let me know in the comments below. And whilst I was unboxing this arrived as well. So very quickly, I know what's in here. I haven't seen it. It's sealed. I think the postman delivered it to a neighbour, and then the neighbour you know, had to realised it wasn't for her, and she's popped it into me, which was weird because I could hear rustling downstairs, and I thought, the postman's been. So I had to go down and see what was going on. So let's rip this open, and I'll show you what's in here. So this is for holiday 2024. and it's much bluer than it looks on the, but I like blue. It's much bluer than it looks in the picture. It actually looks sort of violet-y purple in the picture. Yeah, not too bad. Lovely Invicta t-shirt. Look at that. Got it from Redbubble. Yep, got size right, large, kind of, not sure. I'll try it on in a minute. Won't fit me currently, but hopefully by the time I go on holiday it will. Yeah, I thought I'd show you that as it arrived. It looks fairly, just hold it up. Yeah, it looks nice and straight. Nice and straight. Boom. Well, that's it for today. Have a fantastic new year. Let me know, as I say, what you think about the fit and sizing options I have in my Grand Seiko. If you've got any questions on anything. But for now, one wrist, live it.